let me ask you something. Have you ever felt this overwhelming pull towards something higher, something greater than yourself? Moments when you're completely in tune with life, everything flows, your intuition is sharp, and you feel connected to something divine. But then, almost as quickly as it comes, it slips through your fingers. You're left wondering, why can't I hold on to this? Why does it feel so hard to stay in that higher vibration? If you've ever felt this way, you're not alone. I'm going to tell you something important right now. The fact that you're asking this question, the fact that you're seeking this understanding, means you're one of the chosen ones. But let's dive deeper into what that actually means. Being a chosen one doesn't mean you're better than anyone else or more special in some superficial sense. It simply means that you've been called to awaken. You've been called to see the truth beyond the illusions of this world. You've been called to rise above the noise, the chaos, and the distractions, to reconnect with the higher frequencies of love, peace, and purpose. And yet, this path isn't easy. In fact, it's one of the hardest challenges you'll face, because the higher you rise, the more resistance you encounter. The brighter your light shines, the more shadows it reveals.
So, why do chosen ones struggle to maintain high vibrations? The answer lies in the very nature of being human. We live in a dense physical world, a world filled with fear, doubt, negativity, and distractions. And while your soul is infinite, your earthly experience is shaped by your mind, your emotions, and your environment. These are the layers you have to navigate, the weights you have to shed to maintain that higher vibration. But here's the good news. The struggle itself is part of the process. It's not a sign that you're failing. It's a sign that you're growing. And if you can understand the reasons behind this struggle, you can learn how to overcome it.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lesson.
The first reason chosen ones struggle is because of energetic interference. Think about it like this. When you raise your vibration, you become like a radio tuned to a higher frequency. But the world around you is filled with lower frequencies: fear, anger, judgment, doubt. These energies can pull at you like static, disrupting your signal. And this isn't just about other people's energy, it's also about the energy within you. We all carry unresolved emotions, limiting beliefs, and old patterns that act like anchors, pulling us back down when we try to rise. Let me ask you, what's your anchor? What's the belief, the habit, or the fear that keeps you stuck in a lower vibration? The second reason is attachment to the material world. Now, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with enjoying the physical world. We're here to experience life, to create, to connect. But the problem comes when we identify too strongly with the material, when we base our sense of worth on external things, money, success, approval from others. We tie our vibration to things that are temporary and unstable. High vibration, on the other hand, comes from within. It's rooted in your connection to the infinite, the eternal. So ask yourself, what are you holding on to that's keeping you from rising? The third reason is emotional overwhelm. As a chosen one, you're likely more sensitive than most people. You feel things deeply, both your own emotions and the emotions of those around you. This sensitivity is a gift. It allows you to connect, to empathize, to heal. But it can also be a burden if you don't know how to manage it. When you absorb the negativity of others or get caught up in your own emotional storms, it can drag your vibration down. And this isn't about suppressing your emotions or pretending to be positive all the time. It's about learning how to process and release what doesn't serve you. The fourth reason is fear of your own power. This might sound counterintuitive, but many chosen ones struggle to maintain high vibrations because deep down they're afraid of what it means to fully step into their power. High vibration comes with responsibility. It means living authentically, speaking your truth, and letting go of everything that's not aligned with your highest self. And that can be terrifying. It means facing your fears, your doubts, and even the parts of yourself you'd rather avoid. But here's the thing. You wouldn't be called to this path if you weren't ready for it. The very fact that you feel this pull means you have what it takes to rise. So how do you fix it? How do you maintain a high vibration in a world that constantly tries to pull you down? The first step is awareness. You can't change what you're not aware of. Start paying attention to the things that lower your vibration. Is it certain people, situations, or habits? Is it your own thoughts and beliefs? Once you identify the patterns, you can begin to shift them. The second step is grounding. High vibration doesn't mean floating above the world. It means being deeply rooted in your truth while staying connected to the divine. Practices like meditation, breathwork, and spending time in nature can help you find that balance. When you're grounded, you're less likely to be thrown off by external influences. The third step is clearing. Just like you clean your physical space, you need to clean your energetic space. This can mean letting go of toxic relationships, decluttering your environment, or using tools like sage, crystals, or sound healing to clear negative energy. But it can also mean clearing your inner world, releasing old emotions, forgiving yourself and others, and letting go of the past. The fourth step is self-care. Maintaining a high vibration requires energy, and you can't pour from an empty cup. Take care of your body with nourishing food, movement, and rest. Take care of your mind with positive thoughts and inspiring content. And take care of your soul by doing things that light you up, whether it's creating, connecting, or simply being. And finally, the most important step is alignment. Them as seeing alignment. High vibration isn't something you force, it's something you align with. It's about living in a way that's true to your soul, even when it's hard. It's about making choices that reflect your highest self, even when it's uncomfortable. And it's about trusting that everything you need is already within you, waiting to be unlocked.
So let me ask you one last question for now. What would your life look like if you fully committed to maintaining a high vibration? How would it feel to wake up every day aligned with your highest self? sit with that vision. Feel it. Because the truth is, it's not as far away as you think. You have everything you need to rise. You always have.
Let's continue where we left off, diving deeper into the hidden dynamics of why maintaining a high vibration feels so difficult, even for those who are deeply aware and awakened. You see, the challenge isn't just about external distractions or the weight of unresolved emotions. It's also about the very nature of growth itself. The higher you climb, the thinner the air gets. The more light you embody, the more shadows you illuminate, not just in yourself, but in the world around you. And here's the paradox. As you rise, it doesn't necessarily get easier. It actually gets more intense. But this intensity is a sign that you're on the right path. Let me explain why. When you begin to raise your vibration, you're essentially stepping into a higher frequency of existence. You're operating on a level that's closer to love, joy, peace, and truth. But here's the thing, this higher frequency is incompatible with anything that's not aligned with it. Think of it like trying to mix oil and water. They just won't blend. So as you rise, anything in your life that's not in alignment with that higher vibration will start to surface. Old wounds, buried fears, limiting beliefs, they all come up, not to punish you, but to be seen, healed, and released. Let me ask you this. Have you ever noticed that when you're at your highest vibration, feeling confident, joyful, and in flow, something seems to happen that pulls you back down? Maybe it's an argument with someone close to you. Maybe it's a sudden wave of self-doubt or fear. These moments can feel like setbacks, but they're actually opportunities. They're a chance for you to clear the lower energies that are still lingering in your field. But here's the catch, most people resist this process. They see the discomfort as a sign that they're failing, rather than as part of the journey. This is one of the core challenges for chosen ones, the constant balancing act between the high vibration you're striving for and the lower energies that still exist within and around you. And this balancing act gets even harder because of something I call energetic mirrors. The more you raise your vibration, the more you act as a mirror for others. Your light reflects their shadows. Your growth triggers their insecurities. And sometimes their reactions can feel like attacks, judgment, criticism, or even outright rejection. Here's the hard truth, the more you step into your light, the more you'll attract both admiration and resistance. This is why many chosen ones struggle to maintain high vibrations. They feel the weight of not just their own growth, but the reactions of those around them. Let me ask you, how often do you dim your light to make others comfortable? How often do you shrink yourself to avoid being seen as too much? The answer to this challenge isn't to isolate yourself or to stop shining. It's to strengthen your boundaries. High vibration doesn't mean being a sponge for everyone else's energy. It means being a beacon, radiating your light while staying grounded and protected. One simple practice is to visualize yourself surrounded by a field of light. This can be golden, white, or any color that resonates with you. This light acts as a filter, allowing love and positivity to flow in while reflecting anything that doesn't serve you. Another reason chosen ones struggle to maintain high vibrations is energetic depletion. You're here to do important work, to heal, to create, to inspire. But this work requires energy, and if you're not replenishing yourself, it's easy to feel drained. Think of it like a candle. If you're constantly burning your light to illuminate others, but never taking the time to refuel, that flame will eventually burn out. So, how do you refuel? It's all about reconnecting with your source. For some, this might mean spending time in nature, feeling the earth beneath your feet, the sun on your skin, the vastness of the sky above you. For others, it might mean meditation, prayer, or simply sitting in silence. The key is to find what nourishes your soul and to make it a non-negotiable part of your life. Let me give you a simple but powerful exercise. Place your hand on your heart, close your eyes, and take 3 deep breaths. As you breathe, imagine a golden light filling your body, flowing into every cell, every corner of your being. This is the light of your soul, the light of divine energy. Feel it renewing you, strengthening you, grounding you. This is your source. This is your truth. And here's something else to consider. The higher your vibration, the more you become a channel for divine energy. But being a channel requires you to stay open, and staying open means you have to trust. You have to trust the process, trust yourself, and trust that even the challenges are part of your growth. Let me ask you, how much of your energy is spent trying to control things that are out of your hands? How would it feel to let go, to surrender, and to trust that you're exactly where you're meant to be? Trust doesn't mean giving up. It means aligning your actions with your intuition rather than with fear or doubt. When you trust, you allow life to flow through you rather than trying to force it. And this flow is the essence of high vibration. It's not about being perfect or positive all the time. It's about being in harmony with yourself and the universe. Finally, let's talk about the importance of community. As a chosen one, it's easy to feel isolated. You might feel like no one else understands your journey, like you are walking this path alone. But the truth is, there are others like you, people who are also awakening, also striving to maintain high vibrations in a chaotic world. Finding these people, whether in person or online, can make all the difference. When you surround yourself with high vibration individuals, their energy lifts you, supports you, and reminds you that you're not alone. And when you share your own light with them, you create a ripple effect, a collective raising of vibration that goes far beyond just you. So, let me leave you with this question. What would your life look like if you fully stepped into your light, trusted the process, and connected with others who are on the same path? How would it feel to know that you're not just maintaining a high vibration, but amplifying it for yourself, for others, and for the world?
Now that we've explored the emotional and energetic challenges of maintaining a high vibration, let's go even deeper to the spiritual physics of why this resistance exists in the first place. To truly understand why it's so difficult to sustain a high vibration, we have to look at the forces in play. You see, the universe is built on harmony, and energy works in harmony with universal laws. One of these laws is the law of polarity, which states that everything has its opposite: light and dark, high and low, expansion and contraction.
When you raise your vibration, you're not just stepping into light, you're also stirring up the darkness. This isn't a punishment or a failure, it's simply the way the universe works. High vibration naturally calls forth the energies that are not yet healed, both within you and in the collective consciousness. Think of it like planting seeds in a garden. Before the flowers can fully bloom, the weeds have to be pulled up, and sometimes those weeds have deep roots. Let me ask you this, when you feel resistance, do you see it as a wall or a doorway? Most of us see resistance as a wall, something blocking us from where we want to be. But what if resistance is actually a doorway, inviting you to step through to the next level of your growth? What if every challenge, every setback, every moment of doubt is actually a signal that you're on the verge of a breakthrough? This is the hidden wisdom of spiritual growth. The struggle isn't a sign that you're falling behind, it's a sign that you're leveling up. But here's the key: how you respond to that resistance determines whether you move forward or stay stuck. Let's talk about one of the biggest forms of resistance: self-sabotage. As a chosen one, you carry a powerful light, but the human mind, especially the ego, can sometimes resist that light. Why? Because the ego thrives on familiarity, on keeping you safe within your comfort zone, and stepping into a high vibration often requires stepping outside of that comfort zone. It requires you to let go of the old stories, the old patterns, the old versions of yourself that no longer serve you. But the ego doesn't like to let go. It clings, it resists, and this resistance can show up as fear, procrastination, self-doubt, or even physical exhaustion. Let me ask you, what part of you is afraid to rise? What old story are you still holding on to because it feels safer than stepping into your full power? Here's the truth: you can't fight the ego into submission. Fighting it only creates more resistance. Instead, you have to work with it. You have to meet it with compassion, understanding, and patience. When your ego says, "It's too hard," you don't argue, you listen. You say, "I hear you, and I understand why you're afraid. But we're safe now, we're ready." Another key form of resistance comes from external forces. When you raise your vibration, you begin to stand out. You start to disrupt the status quo, not just in your own life, but in the lives of those around you. And not everyone will celebrate that. Some people will feel threatened by your growth. They might try to pull you back down, not out of malice, but because your light highlights their own shadows. Your growth forces them to confront their own stagnation, and not everyone is ready for that. This is why boundaries are so important. Maintaining a high vibration doesn't mean you allow everyone into your space. It means you become intentional about who and what you allow into your energy field. Let me ask you, are there people or situations in your life that consistently drain your energy? And if so, why are you still giving them access to you? Boundaries are not walls, they're filters. They don't block others out of fear, they protect your energy out of love. Love for yourself and love for your purpose. Because here's the thing, your light is a gift, but it's also a responsibility. If you allow your light to be dimmed by others, you're not just doing yourself a disservice, you're doing a disservice to the world. Now, let's talk about the role of alignment. A high vibration isn't something you force, it's something you align with. Alignment means living in harmony with your truth, your values, and your soul's purpose. But here's the challenge. Alignment often requires change. It requires you to let go of what's no longer aligned, even if it's comfortable or familiar. It might mean leaving a job, ending a relationship, or walking away from a version of yourself that you've outgrown. Let me ask you, what are you still holding on to that no longer aligns with your highest self? And what would your life look like if you had the courage to let it go? Change is uncomfortable, but it's also necessary. You can't rise while clinging to what weighs you down. And here's the beautiful part. Every time you let go of something that's not aligned, you create space for something that is. You make room for higher vibrations, deeper connections, and greater opportunities.
But alignment isn't just about letting go. It's also about calling in. It's about intentionally choosing the thoughts, habits, and environments that support your vibration. This might mean starting your day with gratitude, surrounding yourself with inspiring people, or creating a daily ritual that connects you to your source.
Here's a simple practice to help you align. Every morning, before you start your day, take a moment to ask yourself, what would the highest version of me do today? Then, listen. Listen to the answer and let it guide your actions. Finally, let's touch on the role of faith. Maintaining a high vibration requires faith, not just in the universe, but in yourself. Faith that you're capable of rising. Faith that the challenges you face are shaping you, not breaking you. Faith that every step you take, no matter how small, is leading you closer to your highest self. Let me leave you with this question. What would your life look like if you truly believed in your own power? If you stopped doubting, stopped hesitating, and fully trusted that you are exactly who you're meant to be? Sit with that. Feel it. Because the truth is, you don't have to wait to become that version of yourself. You already are. You just have to remember. We've come to the final and most important part of this journey. Now that you understand the reasons behind your struggle, energetic interference, emotional overwhelm, self-sabotage, and the challenges of alignment, it's time to talk about how you can not only maintain your high vibration, but master it. Because here's the truth. The struggle to maintain high vibration is not a permanent state. It's a phase. And when you embrace it as a teacher rather than an enemy, you'll begin to transform that struggle into mastery. Mastering your vibration doesn't mean you'll never face challenges again. Life will always have ups and downs. Maintaining a high vibration isn't about avoiding the lows. It's about learning how to navigate them with grace, awareness, and resilience. It's about making your vibration less dependent on external circumstances and more rooted in your inner state. Let me ask you, what would your life look like if your joy, peace, and power were no longer tied to what happens around you, but came entirely from within? This is where the true power of a chosen one lies. When you master your vibration, you stop being reactive to the world and start becoming a creator within it. You become the calm in the storm, the light in the darkness, the presence that uplifts and inspires everyone around you. But how do you reach this level of mastery? Let's break it down. The first step is radical self-awareness. You can't master what you don't understand. This means becoming deeply aware of your triggers, your patterns, and the things that pull you out of alignment. But it's not just about noticing them, it's about understanding them with compassion. When negativity arises, instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What is this teaching me?" Every trigger is an invitation to heal. Every setback is an opportunity to grow. Here's a practical exercise. The next time you feel your vibration drop, pause. Don't react. Just sit with the feeling and ask yourself, what part of me needs love right now? Instead of fighting the discomfort, meet it with love. Because love is the highest vibration, and when you bring love to your shadows, you transmute them into light. The second step is energetic discipline. Think of your vibration like a garden. If you don't tend to it daily, weeds will grow. To maintain a high vibration, you need consistent practices that nurture your energy. This doesn't have to be complicated. It can be as simple as starting your day with gratitude, meditating for 10 minutes, or spending time in nature. The key is consistency. These small daily practices create a foundation of high vibration that becomes harder to shake. Let me ask you, what daily rituals could you commit to that would support your vibration? And more importantly, are you willing to make yourself a priority? Because here's the thing, self-care isn't selfish, it's essential. You can't pour from an empty cup, and as a chosen one, your energy is your greatest asset. The third step is embracing neutrality. This might sound strange, but one of the most powerful ways to maintain a high vibration is to stop chasing it. High vibration isn't about forcing yourself to feel good all the time or avoiding negative emotions. It's about finding balance, a state of inner peace that's not dependent on external highs or lows. This is what I call the art of neutrality. Neutrality doesn't mean you're indifferent or apathetic. It means you're centered. When something bad happens, you don't spiral into negativity. When something good happens, you don't cling to it. You stay grounded, knowing that everything is temporary and that your true power lies in how you respond.
Here's a question to reflect on. How often do you let external events dictate your inner state? And how would it feel to stay centered no matter what happens?
The fourth step is connection to your purpose. High vibration isn't just about feeling good. It's about living in alignment with your soul's mission. When you're deeply connected to your purpose, your vibration naturally rises because you're living from a place of authenticity and meaning. But here's the catch. Your purpose isn't something you find. It's something you uncover within yourself. It's already there, waiting for you to align with it. Let me ask you, what lights you up? What makes you feel alive, inspired, and connected to something greater than yourself? When you follow those feelings, you're following the breadcrumbs of your purpose. And when you live from that place, your vibration becomes magnetic. Finally, the last step is surrender. This might be the hardest step, but it's also the most transformative. Surrender doesn't mean giving up. It means letting go of control. It means trusting the process even when it doesn't make sense. It means knowing that the universe is always working in your favor, even when it feels like everything is falling apart. Here's a truth that most people miss. The struggle to maintain high vibration is often hardest right before a breakthrough. Why? Because the universe is testing you, not to punish you, but to prepare you. It's asking, can you hold the faith when things get tough? Can you trust yourself when the path is unclear? Let me leave you with this. What would your life look like if you surrendered fully to the process? If you stopped resisting, stopped doubting, and trusted that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Chosen ones, your journey isn't supposed to be easy, but it is meaningful. Every challenge you face is shaping you into the person you're meant to be. Every struggle is teaching you how to hold your light even in the darkest moments. And when you master this, you don't just maintain a high vibration, you become unshakable. You become a force of light in the world, a living example of what's possible when you align with your highest self. So, the next time you feel yourself struggling, remember this: the struggle is part of the process. It's not here to stop you, it's here to strengthen you. And every time you rise, you inspire others to do the same. That's the gift of being a chosen one. That's the power of your light. Now it's your turn. Take everything you've learned here and apply it. Step into your power. Embrace the process and trust in your ability to rise, because the world needs your light. And you're ready.